Morpheus and Turby. Okay. So I am really happy to see this here particular round because I fought Toby in an open where he had a tower shield and a flail, so he's just kind of just messing around. He wasted me with it, but the idea that I had was like, I'm going to try to fight Swordfoot forward because I don't want him to drive forward and wrap the flail around my shoulder or my hip, right? So what I think that I would do is I'm sorry, not what I think I would do. I'm glad to see that strategy is working for someone else because I did put a lot of time into Swordfoot forward, sword and board to try to prepare for flails a little bit better. So it's good to see that kind of working in the way that I imagined it to. Obviously, Morpheus is taller than me, but it's good to see that strategy pans out. So it looked like Morpheus got him on the cross before Toby was able to close in, which I think is exactly what you would have to do in this situation. And it looks like Toby is also more committed to using a flail in open than I had hoped. So I'm going to have to fucking start practicing that, and I'm very upset about that. I do not like flails. I don't know how I feel about dark siding with a flail. I don't know why. Because, like, I mean, I guess you could do pretty much anything that you could do with a sword with a flail. But I feel like dark sides are like a really precise shot to throw. So try to do it with a flail, especially when, like, flails have so many more things that they can do that I feel like I wouldn't want to incur the risk of throwing a dark side. Do you want down, buddy? Okay. I wouldn't want to incur the risk of throwing a dark side because tabling your shield like that is very committal. So I might, if I wanted to ward against a high cross, I would probably just limit myself to that one. Because sometimes, I can imagine it would be hard to get the precision with a flail at a dark side that you would need to hit like that location. I could be wrong about that. I'm not a flail user. I feel like the wrapping action of it is so good that I would probably pare down the risks that I'm taking. So I think that a lot of it depends on the design of the flail. Toby's isn't 50-50 shaft and chain. It's more like 2/3 shaft, 1/3 chain, which lets him mimic sword shots that much more closely than most of those. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, I can see that. That's probably the kind of flail that I think that I would want to use too, to be honest with you, because I wouldn't want to give up that precision. I can throw a fucking great wrap shot, right? Like I'm not worried about having like a lot of wrap on it. I think you're right. I think that's probably the type of flail I think I'd want to use as well. Let's just wait till I break a sword. I'll make a flail out of it. All right, good distance. Okay, I think it's hard to judge the distance, but this feels too close to let a flail user come in. I think Morph might be okay with that. Oh, actually. So I don't know what's being said here, but it looks like Morph decided that the last shot was a kill shot and took the loss. I think it changed his mind. Goddamn, like kudos to that man. If that's what that conversation was, that's good on him, man. Especially like a full 30 seconds to, after the thing occurred. Like if it's still in your head and you're still thinking about it, it probably did get in. And I think having like if that's what this conversation was, having the guts to admit that is something I respect a lot. So, Morph got grazed on the groin, then decided to just call dead. No one wants to get their harder. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Okay, so we got ads coming up, 3-minute break, and we're going to try to chew through open as quick as we can. So I will be right back. I gotta read this comment out loud because I'm dying. Technically, if a shot moves your groin but the weapon does not stop or deflect from your groin, the shot does not count. No fighter has ever used this loophole. I'm gonna try it, man. The next time I get hit, I'm gonna go down on the ground and suck wind. And I'm gonna gasp raspily. Well, technically that doesn't count because of the reason that you have given. I think that that's gonna be like an amazing bit. And whenever I pull that out, people are gonna laugh. So not only am I stealing shots from this project, I'm also stealing your jokes. That was a great one. I'm so glad that that was during the commercial because I was fucking crying when I read that. So I had a moment to compose myself. Thank you for this small mercy, Twitch's oppressive ad system. Alright, back to work. Didn't stop, vomits, or deflect. Stats for the crown. Alright. Alright. Too funny. No jokes. Only serious box. We gotta do this. Give me the names of the people in the next video for this one. We got Lefty and Down Spear. Okay. Aggro versus Hob. Alright, so I think this is a situation where, like, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I feel like, man, Down Spear's got to get hard countered by Lefty board. This guy's in my way, so I can't draw. But the shield is basically where the Down Spear needs to go. So I think on the left, the guy got the round 2 correct, where he got him in the leg with the Down Spear. There's a fight in the fucking comments right now that I'm trying not to jump in on. Flail Down Spear is not the way. You guys have forgotten the face of your father. And it's like I got arthritis for nothing. You guys have learned nothing. Don't do that to me. Or you said more. Don't worry about doing it to me. Don't do it to yourself, please. Just like retain one shred of dignity, please. One shred of dignity as a treat. Alright, so we got some stab. I'm not going to work too hard on critiquing this fight. I do like the attempt there to pin his sword down with the Down Spear and then kind of cross. I do not know why he is taking a leg and an arm at the same time. Okay, I think he's just trying to match his height, maybe. This is confusing. Down Spear breaks my brain. The problem with it is not that it doesn't work, Rock. That's not the problem. I feel like if I have to explain what the problem is, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, you can't just be like, hey, factually, this works really well. You know what else works really well? Is when I drive home from the office 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. I get home first. Still a bad idea. Still kind of a poopy thing to do. It's still poopy. You got an explanation. I don't see a problem with results. I'm not trying to be a downer, but I want to be dead, for sure. I definitely do. Anyway, continuing on. All right, this is Starling, and let me know who we have on the left. They're going to be on the right in a second. This is the high-quality open analysis that I came here to see. Flail's Moral Compendium. Goblin. Okay. Starling and Goblin. Oh, okay. I haven't met them yet. I took a couple months off from the park to recover from my surgery. Okay, let's go back. Good, asking for clarification. That was good lateral by Goblin. I like, we've got a cross a wrap. That was good use of variety there. It looks like the defense didn't work. Super fun fight, hyper-reactive movement. Gotcha. Hyper-reactive movement. I think GTG didn't mean they were leaving. I think it meant Just a Geist. It's a company out this way. It's Toby's company. They are abbreviated GTG. Okay. It's a surprising lateral. There was good. I think. Let's see. Thanks for resetting. Great circling. Great circling. I was like approaching aggressively on his knees. That's impressive. Oh yeah, there's a lot of GTG around. They're still going strong. I think they use GTG because no one in their right mind can spell Justigeist or pronounce it from a single reading. So this is kind of... boy, I'm not sure what to do here. I think what I'm seeing here is that it looks like Goblin is a little bit more able to take rapid shots than Starling is. They probably have like a slight strength advantage there, right? So I think Starling is kind of trying to bang it out and grind with wrap shots, and the wrap shots look good, but wrap shots are kind of slow and have a high cooldown. So if you're going to throw a wrap shot on the inside, you really kind of only get one wrap shot unless you're a freak of nature, and then you need to kind of back out from that, especially when you're at a speed disadvantage. So I think in this particular fight, maybe a little bit more retreating and being a little bit more judicious with the amount of shots that you throw. Because like you can think of it from the sense that like throwing a lot of rapid shots is a good way of establishing control in a fight, right? It's a good way of establishing that. But only one person can have like that type of control, because if both people are trying to control by throwing a lot of aggressive shots, you're probably going to get simuled. You might even like get hit when you didn't expect to, right? So I think if you could kind of surmise that like, okay, this person is going to throw a lot of shots on speed, your options are you can counter strike them, because if they're throwing, they're not blocking, right? Or at least not actively blocking. They might have like some passive guards in place. So that's when you would switch to a game that's a little bit more Counter-Strike oriented and more positioning based, where you're backing up and circling a little bit more, right? So you could think of it in terms of like, if you view it as a mistake to throw too many shots without protecting yourself, what you would want to think is like, okay, well, you don't really want to like try to correct your opponent's mistake for them by trying to shut down the fact that they're throwing so many shots by drowning their mini shots in your own big salvo of repeated blows. What you want to do is say, I think it is a mistake that you are trying to establish control by throwing too many shots at once, so I am going to patiently counter-strike you instead. So I think that's kind of the adjustment that you would need to make. I'm not sure that, let's see if Starling kind of made that. Goblin's got a lot of aggression. I hope I get to see him in AR. That's Angler's Rift is my home park, so I hope I get to fight them there soon, because this looks pretty fun. His fast shots would get stuck on the button, can get caught throwing 6 high crosses in a row without stopping. Yeah, for sure. That's when you need like a precise counter strike, because a lot of the time the gambit for repeated shots isn't necessarily like they want them all to hit you. Usually what they want to do is lock you down and then pivot around you and use that high cross as a means of control to trap you in that guard, and then use their lateral movement to move to a place where your guard cannot cover. So that's one of the reasons that you need to kind of back up and retreat, so that they can't like establish that trap and use their lateral movement to make that trap lethal to you. So not fight in the background. I'm not sure if Morpheus is switching. Kinda. I think that one's a little far away. Okay, we're switching fights again. So I think that was like, that downward trap by Starling was like a good counter-strike attempt. And she did a great job of trying to get out of the corner after getting pushed there. Great, good. Starling has a really strong shoulder ret too. So I'm not a fan of downsword when you're armed, because your only option is to go up. I think we said it last time, like upward sweep with a stab or a chop. I could see down sword being effective in a game where shield contact is allowable, but in Amp Guard it's not, right? So you could do some slight shield manipulation, but all Goblin has to do is just move forward and put his shield like kind of gently into the edge of this shield, pin it down, and hit Starling in the leg. I think it would be better to strap out, switch to your left hand. We saw earlier where Magnus jumped out on their only like ring out for the reset so they could reset their equipment. I think that that's what I would do in this situation. I am not a fan of down sword. I think that having the sword, the down sword in general, limits your ability to throw good dark sides, and it's just not really that helpful. There are some offense implications where you can get like a quick hook stab with the shield too, but you have to kind of weigh that surprise stab against the tool of a dark side. So if you don't have a good dark side, it might be worthwhile to use a down sword. But if you do have a dark side, I would not trade a dark side to have like a surprise stab from a down sword. I think some people might want this down sword to like block a swing from the leg, right? Because the sword is like right here and creates this defense for you a little bit. I think it's best to not protect your legs and just use the range to make the legs not an option for them. I think is the optimal way to approach this. So she just got knighted in Baldag, so I think she has a strong reaction to just drop the equipment in the arm that gets hit. That makes sense. No magic switch. That is understandable, and I hate no magic switch. I feel like it's really dumb. It's just my opinion. I don't like it, and I wish that they would just let you switch. It just doesn't. It's like if you're making the realism argument for magic switching, like, motherfucker, if I hit you in the artery in your arm, you would be dead. And if you were not dead in mere seconds from bleeding out, you would be down on the ground howling in pain. You would not fight me, right? Like, so I don't like that argument. I feel bad that like fighters that come from games have to not do magic switches out of that aspect where it's just like, my guys, like at the end of the day, it's a sport, right? Like, just switch the hand, man. It makes me fussy. Understandable, though, that Starling's not quite used to that. Kai says down sword all the way, and I think that you guys just forgot everything I taught you, and it makes me really sad. That's all I'm gonna say. I just can feel my life draining from me, as y'all have forgotten the face of your father. Yes, that's NQ Kai, I believe. Wait a minute, how are you doing fucking down sword with your shield when you already have a shield that is like a big ass heater? Like, how much shit do you need in your hands, Kai? Like, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? I went down sword and up sword and sideways sword, backwards sword. Sword in my teeth like Zoro from fucking One Piece, man. More swords. More swords. More swords. Javelins from my fucking eyes like laser beams. My flail. Just flails like coming over my shoulders like a Marlboro from Final Fantasy. Just like jazz dual crossbows. Catapult. Yeah. Catapult. It's like on your back, hidden, and you're mixing it up, and then all of a sudden the catapult flips over and just bombs you with 50 spell balls. And then like, what are you doing with spell balls in a tournament, man? You just like, shut the fuck up. This is sick as fuck. It doesn't have to make sense. Down swords, man. Killing me. Killing me. This is what I have to work with. I'm about to move to St. Louis, I swear to God. I don't know how I'm going to finish the rest of this review without a glass of bourbon. Be strong, Tato. Be strong. I like the Goblin's Drive there with the shifted shield off the side of the cross. I dig that. All right. Toby versus Unknown. All right. Scoop. I think St. Louis sounds great, but it's probably too hot for me and my extremely fluffy dog. So we'll see. I'll visit a couple times first, then we'll decide. We'll see how many flails you guys use. Because if I move the whole fucking way out there and you guys bring out flails, I will move the whole fucking way home. Don't test me. I have the budget to fuck around and find out. Alright. We got good footwork. Beautiful synchrony between that scoop, and Toby blocked it, into the scoop as a feint for the shoulder wrap. That's like a great game plan coming together. That was great stuff. Great stuff. So sick. I think I may be glazing that shot a little bit too much, but it really worked for me in fighter practice, so I'm very fucking excited about it. Do you have a name for that shot, Unknown? Like as like a lead, like a cool anime name? Because it's a requirement. Requirement to have a cool name for shots. Okay. Was it better at the Simul and one for Unknown, I think, is what we've got going on here. I don't think that panned out for Unknown, but that was like 5 shots. So cool. I need slower. That was, I think it's like cross, scoop, inverted, wrap, cross down to scoop. And then there was like a backhand on the end there. That was still cool. That was like a really interesting, it didn't pan out for you, but that was a really interesting pattern. Back to normal speed. I feel like this would be a really hard matchup with the rings specifically. Because all Toby has to do is kind of drive forward close enough to where Unknown doesn't have any more distance that he can control. And I feel like the flail is going to go around that small punch really easily. So when I workshop the shot, you can take it or leave it. I like dramatic names for moves that are based off of the dark side. Like dark side reverse wrap, I always called that shadow walk. So there was a sword from Asura's Wrath called Wailing Dark, like wailing, like crying. So the board version of it with a strap was like looks like a dark side. You table it up, you shift back while you come around, you throw a flat wrap and extend your shield afterwards. So Wailing Dark was the name that I decided to call it on my own. You can take that, or you come up with something else. You can tell me that name so I can claim that I came up with it. So if Tato names it first, he's the one who invented it. He's getting the bit. Big Head is getting the bit. Now it's a race from our chair to the patent office between me and Unknown. It'll be the owner of the shot. Just ask that guy who stole the Amp Guard trademark, right? He was quite a fast runner. It beat AIBOD. That's an old joke from like 10 years ago. That's how property law works, man. It's first come, first serve. Just run in there. Oh. I'll give you a strap variation. I'll be the punch variation. That's fair. We can split it equally, even though it's yours and you made it and I stole it. We'll split it equally. That's how imperialism works. Yes, the American tradition. I'm just gonna colonize that shot real quick. There's good D. There's good D there, man. Like, it looked like you blocked 2 shots from the flail, or at least 1. That's tough. That's tough to do. Especially with a punch, where the angle is really small. You have to get the angle exactly right. It looks like you got hit in the arm for it and are calling dead, so that's good honor there. But still, I was impressed with that. I think maybe that was just too many scoops in a row right there until you're starting to expect them a little bit. That and flails are disgusting. Okay. I'm just going to watch this one. I don't feel like this is a serious combination. This is like not going to work in this context. It's like up spear. This is Sparta's shield. I think there's a set number of things that work well in open, and then this is just not quite going to do it. Like, you can stab for legs, but there's like no wrap shots, and you have to switch out. So I'm not going to worry about that one. Morpheus versus Dandelion. Okay, I remember Dandelion. Yeah, having that fast footwork and moving around laterally. All right, down spear, big head, Toby. I feel like I would want a sword for this matchup, but I think Big Head's point about the flail being like basically 2/3 sword maybe makes that like less of an issue. But I feel like the goal is like, as you close in, get control of the down spear until you get too close for it to be used effectively, and then you have to interface with their sword, which is obviously like easier said than done. But I would be worried about missing the stability of the top end of the flail for being able to like catch the down spear. So we'll see how that pans out. Good snipe. Actually, I had that exact combo with Toby after the fights where I thought the flail was a disadvantage. Okay, it'll be interesting to see if it turns out if it was one. Shot discussion. I always love to see communication and respecting your opponent's feelings high pressure tournament too. That's good stuff. Well, I like that because I was about to say in this situation, I was unsure about keeping your down spear way back here because I'm like, what this feels like it's out of play. But I think that's more or less what you enticed Toby into believing, because I think we've got that guy basically like I think the flat wrap up top was the setup, and the sweep with the down spear was the kill there. So I think I would have fallen for that because that was exactly the comment that I was going to make, was what I think got Toby killed. So we talked through this one for a minute. Toby's elbow smacked the ground pretty hard in that, so he missed track of the elbow shot that hit the same spot. We talked it out and we were all good. Okay. Yeah, I thought I maybe saw that, but I'm not trying to adjudicate shots too much because it would take me all fucking night to track everything since the wording is not clear. And I think it's more fun to just like look at the strategy too. He did hit the ground very fucking hard. All right, unknown Morpheus. Scoop. There's that fucking pattern again. A similar pattern. That's a really cool scoop. That's the next shot. Cross, slot, scoop, scoop again. Yeah, you got that arm. That's great. That was great. I need to practice that pattern. That's pretty sweet. The rematch after Morph beat him in board grudges. So good for the drama. Yeah. Here we have buckle break there. Okay, okay. I felt like Dark Side was a smart place to go there, but he didn't present it as much of an opening as we had hoped. Ooh, I think that was the hip. Also, like, look at this. Look at this blatant aura farming by Unknown over here, where his dagger stare is like, who's fucking next? And he's got this flaming key aura because he just transformed into a fucking Super Saiyan, and he's just like, I'm fucking ready. Staring daggers at the next guy. Blatant aura farming. Truly showing us that agriculture as an industry in America is fine. Farming aura at just the next level. Beautiful. I think it's Ferrex. Yeah, Ferrex on that. And Ace, I believe. Yeah, thank you. Go back. I think it was funny that I was picking on Kai for down sword and heater shield. I feel like Ferrex is about to make me eat my words with the combination. So if we could just fast forward past this so I don't have to be wrong in front of a group of 10-ish people, that would be great. Appreciate the Dick One Phoenix. I don't know what that is. Please stop hyping Unknown. His ego won't fit inside my house anymore. Also, hi, I'm Ferrex. Hey, Ferrex. How you doing, buddy? On Tunic? I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. I'll go back and find it. So Ferrex is... So that was a good example of Ferrex executing a cross trap where we had... so we had crosses and then lateral movement, and that's exactly how that is executed. That was good. Okay, and then an ace. Is the dick butt Phoenix on your sleeve or something? I didn't see it. I need to not look at that. I need to look at fights. Gotta concentrate. Go back. Fights, please. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's a good surprising stab there. Okay, on the sleeve. I think it's just not enough detail that I can see what it is. I'll have to look up it close. I think that was a good example of just having a real surprising stab from that down sword. Maybe I just haven't fought against it in a while, so it's maybe it's advanced a little bit. I think down, one of the reasons I'm kind of dismissive about down swords with shields is I used to be, I don't know if you guys remember Wrath from EH, who passed recently. I was his roommate for about 2 years, and he fought with a lot of down sword. And so it's something that I was very used to for like a long period of time, and kind of recognize its strengths and weaknesses, but that may not be true for everybody. It's a slash, actually. Close enough. And it's close enough, that's true. Stab or slash. The threads that I'm pumping board shoulder shot with a down six slash. Yeah. That's true too. The shield design gives more room to do that. Yeah, okay. What's this? Yeah, good wrap around the side. It's totally possible that you guys might kill me with the down sword and shut me up too, so I'm not totally ruling that out. It's just not my fave. Alright, it's good lateral. Okay. So we got Ace versus Toby. Oh man. So this is a good example of like a lateral drive serving as a fake, right? So Ace kind of is continually shifting towards the side that he's trying to bait Toby into defending. And you can see, I think this really encapsulates kind of the power behind the maneuver, right? So I'll slow down. So I want you to watch Toby's body, since he doesn't take the time to readjust this front foot. He ends up kind of twisted out of position as he tries to follow Ace around this way. And you can see like this shield shoulder is like not quite open, but it's like wrappable here. But if we go a little further, so he's just, Toby is merely rotating his body to be in the correct position, but that rotation is the thing that has opened up this shoulder as a valid target. So that was like perfect footwork, perfect like footwork setup. This one, I keep hitting the shortcuts button. Perfect footwork setup to get that wrap open. Felt like Toby was staying coiled to be able to lash out with the flail and dive for it. I think it's possible. I'll keep that in mind because I'm going to have to fight a lot of flails pretty soon. I mean, case in point, my fucking chat right now. So I think maybe it might be worthy to consider that lateral movement may be more effective, since like a person with a flail is usually waiting for an opportunity to get close enough to get that wrap around. So that may be a good thing to work with. Okay, so that was a great counter press by Toby, where he realized that he was too static in his footwork and let Ace kind of control the coordinate system, where he powered out around to the side. So Toby's like, fuck that, I'm coming straight for you and I'm gonna wrap you. He just ran him down and flailed him. Okay, let's see if he does a mix. So I think Toby here is like, I'm not going to stay static, but I'm not going to like be repetitive and charge down again. So he's trying to pick him apart from longer range. Okay. I think that looked like a simul there. Good money. Good money. I think the part of that may have been, Ace, that you were kind of throwing too many crosses, because money is kind of the natural counter to crossing. Right. So I think maybe you needed a little bit more variety on that particular fight, and that was kind of how he did that. That first drive for that shoulder up was beautiful. Okay, I think this is the end of, this might be the end. And I think this is it, Big Head is still in, and then Toby's worked his way back up to the brackets for the finals. Yeah, this is finals, gotcha. Sometimes you just witness things of beauty, and that I feel unfit to behold that. Like, reverse spin with the flail. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful. Let's watch it again. I know what happened. We don't need to analyze it. It was fucking sick. It was like, truly, if there was a shot befitting of RFK Jr.'s vision for America, it would be this shot, because it was fucking sick. Fucking sick. Beautiful. Okay, anyway, moving forward. I think we drove it a little hard there. Okay, yeah, did we trip or what happened here? He thought he was late, but I did not feel the same, so we signed. Okay. I feel like he won that fight based on sickness, right? Like, that's just, if your shot is an order of magnitude cooler while you execute it, you don't have to take your shots. I'm pretty sure that's in the rules. I've never actually read them myself, but like, we can make certain assumptions about the intent of the framers of the rule book as well as our constitution, where like, if it's sick enough, we could just fucking make it up. Honestly, that's just it. It's on the table. It's on the table. It's ordained, might remain the same at best. It's just, sometimes, man, sometimes. Good on Toby for being an honorable person and calling a shot late. So, okay, so that was just you popped him in the leg. I think he kind of just came up and was static and was not expecting to get hit in the leg with a down spear, and that was kind of that. So it's great. Good fights. Good fights by everybody. All right. Let's see if we can get the lad on the camera. Hey, man. Come here, buddy. It's time to do your job. Come on. Get up. 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 He's not having this. Man. Come on. My dog is rejecting me and does not wish to appear on camera again. So I think I must bid you guys adieu. He's a very good boy. He's very tired and works very hard on my stream to maintain my popularity. All right, so this was a blast. I learned a ton of stuff the last time that improved my game immediately, and I think I found like more shots that I want to try here. I think what's really cool is that I not only do I learn a lot from like analyzing it and watching the tape over and over again and talking with people about their experience, but when I cut it another time with the editing, I get to see all of this stuff that I'm like, oh, I wanted to do that, I wanted to do that. So that part is really cool too. I've got, I still need to edit my previous Keep stream. I'm going to need to edit this one down. I'm going to have about 8 hours of editing work to do. I think it takes about twice as long to edit it down. So I'm not going to like release the edited stuff an episode at a time or anything. I'm just going to get it done and do a dump. So I think next week I'm going to do Crystal Gross's tournament. Possibly. I'm debating. I know people went over it on their own stream, so I'm still kind of putting that up in the air. So this is an open offer for anybody. If you find tournament videos online, I want to make this a regular thing, or even just like sparring videos. Send them to me so I get permission to restream them and do analysis. Like, I'm having a blast doing this. It's really fun. B, if anybody just like a couple of months from now, after they've made adjustments, if you want to shoot some video of yourself, it doesn't have to be in the context of the tournament. I'm happy to go over it. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, but I need like a video cue to be able to proceed to that. Next point is, if you're not following the channel, drop me a follow. I don't want to spam all of the boards forever to kind of get people on here. So make sure you drop me a follow and have like notifications on so you know when I'm dropping in. So anyway, I had a great time. Help me find footage if you can. Shoot video of yourself or anyone. Like, I'm doing review at all levels. I think the first one was kind of like a video of some people who are like relatively newer, and it was still really fun and really productive. So anyway, really appreciate you guys for coming. Thanks so much. I will catch you all in the next one.